Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Wednesday Wind Down. I'm Natasha McCrae. I am here and live and in living color because I want to talk to you about decluttering. I'm going to give you 5 tips to decluttering your declutter. I need to declutter all of my jargon in my mouth, but I'm going to give you 5 tips so that you can declutter your life. And this makes it so much more enjoyable. Y'all know how it feels when your house is decluttered. You have less stress. There's something about all of the nerve endings, sensory overload when you have so many of pieces of items all over your house. Give me a shout out. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Give me a hey boo hey. This is our Wednesday wind down, but I have tea for you, my loved cup. So how many of you have ever taken time to actually declutter your entire life? That's a big deal. Decluttering your entire life is a big deal, but these 5 tips are going to be really helpful. And I'm going to give you guidelines. I have my notes here. I want to also, hey, Candace, welcome, welcome, welcome. I also want to let you know this is our last time going live publicly for the Wednesday wind down. The Wednesday wind down is now going to be happening in our private group. I have a little graphic for you. Make sure you go over to the sanctuary on Facebook, join our private group. We have community collaboration, self-care archetype tips, which I'm working on now. I'm so excited about developing this for you. And we're going to be having monthly downloads. This group is a group that I wanted to create is a safe space for you to get the tools and have reminders and just we're going to partner with you in life, and that's what that group is all about. It's about standing alongside of you and helping you get to that space where you really want to enjoy all the blessings. Let all the blessings flow. And one of the things that's so important to remember is that when you are standing alongside someone who is on the same trajectory as you, synergy happens. And it gives you the opportunity to, one, be your most authentic self, to be able to stand right next to someone who's on that same path, and you both with your energy together you create this a beautiful synergy, and a lot of things that you are looking to have in your life will flow to you a lot easier. So 5 steps to decluttering. Number 1, I want to bust a myth. Decluttering is not just the things in your house. But I read one time that they were saying the reason when you go to a hotel or you're out at a resort, and the reason you feel so much more relaxed is because you are not attached to every single item in the hotel. You notice there's minimalism when they decorate the room for you. There's not a lot of items around, and if you are sitting in a house like right now, my office needs a decluttering. If you're sitting in your space and house and every single item that you have in your house, you have a relationship to. There is a story to that. And that rings true for everything. And that takes up a lot of mental space. So one major step to decluttering all aspects of your life is to think about what areas of your life do you have just that little tinge, that little extra stress? And it may not be a major stressor, but you might feel that your nervous system is activated when you walk into a certain room, when you open up a certain file, when you talk to certain friends. Yes, yes, yes. When you open a certain drawer, where are those areas in your life? So it's all about checking in viscerally with yourself. Where are the areas that your nervous system is being majorly activated? This is going to help you identify where to declutter, because most of the time we don't even know where to start. We're like, okay, yeah, declutter. That's a good, I'm just going to do this little area right here and declutter. But it's more than just the obvious. Hey, Denshay, it's more than just the obvious. So we want to walk into a room, get on the calls with friends. We want to identify, where am I having that visceral response from? Where am I having that my nervous system is activated. This is going to be a clear indication that it's time to declutter this certain area of your life. One of the things that was huge for me is my calendar. I was in training and coachings, and I had their calendars on my calendar. And I would open my calendar and it would show all these little steps. And even though it was a different color, or all of these little appointments, even though it was a different color, it was still just clutter. I would look at it and my nervous system would be like, meh, 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 meh. And so what I ended up doing is removing that calendar from my calendar. I just check the box so I don't have to see it. And then when I know I want to see what's going on that week, I'll just click it back on. But just check in with yourself. Where are you feeling that? All right. Number two is understand that when you remove something, it's going to be really important to make sure that you do a clearing energetically. Because there's this story, when I was in Mary Kay, there was this director and she gave this story about this woman who had this table that was an old decrepit table in her house, and she just knew she needed to get rid of the table. And so she got, one day decided to clean up and took the table outside and just put it in the garage. Okay. She didn't even toss it. She just put it in the garage, but she never replaced it. She never replaced that. Whether you are replacing an old piece of furniture where you're going to replace it with something that is bringing you joy, something that uses is the same aesthetics of this table. Like, you go to eat, where are you going to put your cup? Where are you going to put, hey Gia, where are you going to put your cup? Where are you going to put your plate? Where are you going to put these things? If you don't have something that takes up that space that can help you use it as a tool, then you're going to just go back and start clutter, clutter, clutter. It's kind of like where I'm going to get to our next step in just 1 second. But you want to make sure that you create a clearing, and the clearing is created by either replacing it with joy or doing an energetic clearing, meaning if you have clothes that are in your closet that you just absolutely do not need anymore, sometimes it's hard to get rid of those. There might be some emotions attached to it. And let's say you do clear your closet out. Let's say you do organize that. But if you haven't made that mental shift, more than likely that closet is going to it's going to repeat itself. You're going to have that vicious cycle. So you want to make sure you're creating a clearing and replacing. The next one is organizing. Now, when I went through, my husband and I went through reorganizing our garage. When we tried to do it without an organizer, we ended up just kind of shifting shit. There's no other way to say it. I'm just gonna have to say it. Sorry, y'all. PG-13 right now. We ended up just putting different things on shelves that seemed right on that shelf, or we ended up, taking boxes and putting things in boxes. But when we hired someone to organize us, every item had a place. Every item had its home. And when every item has its home, then you can make sure you're organizing your space that eliminates clutter. Now, this works also in relationships. And this is serious. In my holistic life, we did an episode on, no new friends. How do you break up with girlfriend? How do you break up with your friends and no new friends? But there's realness in that, because a lot of times we need to organize the people that are in our lives. And that all that is boundaries. We want to and I know that it's people, and y'all gonna come for me, but we can organize the people in our lives. I know Denshay got folks organized, and it's in a beautiful space. It's just like your friends. You have work friends, and then you have friends. Like, I have friends from college, and I have friends from the personal development space. And there are times when they may all come together, but there are also times where it's just easier to have them organized in their respective places. And that also comes true if you need to organize some family members with less access to you, or some people who need less access to you. So organizing is not simply organizing my garage. It is also organizing any other area that gives you that bit of anxiety. Oh, I'm so glad that's resonating. That's what, you want to make sure that you have put in place the boundaries with your items, the boundaries with people, and that helps you to put things in nice little slots. Now, life happens. Things get, kind of all over the place sometimes. You might go to a party and you got all your crew there and all the different compartments there. That's fine. That is fine. But what I really want you to do is just understand that you have the power. You really do have the power. So we're looking at having that visceral response. That's number one for decluttering. Visceral response, understanding where is my central nervous system being activated? Is it being activated when you get in your car? My car used to be filthy, y'all. I had to do a clearing because I would clean out the car and then the next week everything would be all over the place. But I had to do create a clearing for that. So you have where are you what are you feeling? Um, that's going to give you an indication of what you need to do. You need to get rid of some stuff. Number two, delete delete some things from your life. Get rid of some things. We probably really only need 10% of the stuff that we have. Once you get rid of that, don't be afraid to create a clearing or energetic clearing or replace it. You have to replace it. You also want to organize it. You want to organize it, and that comes with boundaries. That's also within the boundary realm. And the fifth one is when you do that energetic clearing and when you have decided what areas of your life that you want to declutter, you have to trust yourself that this is going to free you up. You have to have faith, because if you aren't having faith about this process, then you probably one won't do it, or two, everything's just going to come back into its place. But if you understand that decluttering is a tool to eliminate stress, decluttering is a tool to call in the things that you want, because things can't come into your life if the space is being taken up. Some of y'all might need to declutter them people you dating. You might need to declutter them. Because if they aren't meeting the code, and I had to declutter that. I remember the week that Ben called me, or actually the same day, I had decided to declutter all the guys I was dating. I had to declutter them. And then Mr. McCrae showed up. So just know that decluttering is a tool that you can use where it can become second nature. I was reading an article and there was a CEO who would not well, it's not that he wouldn't allow, but there was a CEO that part of their principle in this company was that everyone's desk be cleared, so that when they came in the morning at the end of the day, so that when they came in the morning, they would start from a clean slate. There's something beautiful and divine about that. So I want to make sure that you understand. I mean, and this is the perfect time to talk about it. We're talking about it. I usually will do a lot of decluttering at the end of the year, but I'm doing a lot of it at the beginning of this year. But it's also great to just put that in as a habit. Declutter your mind, do brain dumps. All right, y'all. These are my tips for that. I want to make sure that you are joining us. Let me give you my little graphic. I want to make sure that you're joining us in the sanctuary, because the Wednesday wind down is only going to be exclusive to our private group. So if you have not joined us there, I've put the link in the comments. Make sure you go and you join us there. And I have a lot of goodies for you there. This is our free Facebook group. And I look forward, darling, to seeing you all sanctuary members in Facebook next Wednesday. And farewell to all of you who are deciding not to join us there. But I would love to extend this invitation to you now for you to join us in the sanctuary from here on out for the Wednesday wind downs. I love you. Go out and make it an amazing day. If you have any questions, go down in my DM and I will talk to you soon. Bye.